The storm had already decided to kill him. Ash fell sideways across the crimson plains as Elias Rourke dragged himself over broken rock, one hand clutching his bleeding thigh, the other gripping a cracked survival rifle that barely functioned anymore. Lightning split the sky, illuminating the alien landscape in harsh white flashes, jagged stone spires, dead trees twisted like claws, and the distant silhouettes of predators circling patiently. Elias had crash-landed 3 days ago. No signal, no rescue, no map. Just survival. He was about to collapse when he heard a sound that didn't belong to the storm, crying hyperchitwick, desperate Elias. Bros. Predators on this planet mimic distress calls. He knew that. He should keep moving. But then the cry broke, turned, hoarse, panicked. Darrell, damn it, he muttered, changing direction. The girl in the ravine. The ravine cut deep into the land, shielding it from the worst of the storm. Elias slid down the muddy slope, barely keeping his footing. At the bottom, curled against a rock wall, was a girl. Not human. She couldn't have been older than 16 by human standards. Slender gray-blue skin marked with faint bioluminescent patterns. Large silver eyes swollen with fear. One leg bent at a wrong angle. Blood darkening the earth beneath her. She looked up at him and shrank back. Please, she whispered in broken trade tongue, don't eat me. Elias stared for half a second, then laughed breathlessly despite the pain. Kid, he said gently, lowering his weapon. I'm really not the one you should worry about. Thunder rolled overhead. Something roared in the distance. The girl whimpered. Elias scanned the ravine. Claw marks scored the rock. Whatever hunted her would come back. Can you move? He asked. She shook her head, tears spilling. Then we don't. Where he ripped a flare from his belt and jammed it into the mud, igniting it. Red light flooded the ravine. Then he lifted her. She weighed almost nothing. Her breath hitched as he cradled her against his chest. Why, help me, she whispered. Elias started moving, limping hard. Because someone once helped me when they didn't have to. Behind them, something screamed, angry. Now pointed shelter and fire. Elias barely made it to the cave. He collapsed just inside, gasping, slamming the emergency seal he'd scavenged from his ship across the entrance. The storm howled outside, joined by frustrated snarls. The girl stared at him wide-eyed. You're bleeding. So are you, he said, already tearing Midrap from his kit. He worked fast, stabilized her leg, cleaned the wound, injected pain suppressants safe for most carbon-based life. She watched him in stunned silence. My name is Elias, he said finally. I'm sorry, she whispered. Of the Salathi, he nodded. You're safe here. Sorry. For now. Eyes flicked to the cave entrance. You don't know what hunts this land. Elias leaned back against the stone, exhausted. Trust me, he said quietly. Neither do I. 3 night watch. Sori slept fitfully, curled near the fire. Elias, built from chemical strips and alien moss. He didn't sleep. He listened. The planet breathed at night, clicking, growling, whispering through stone at one point. Massive shadows past the cave entrance. Heavy footsteps. Female voices, low and resonant, speaking a language Elias couldn't understand. He tensed. But they didn't enter. By morning the storm had passed. Sari woke slowly. When she realized she was still alive, her eyes filled again, but this time with something else. Hope you save me, she said. Elias shrugged. Don't make it a habit. She struggled to sit up. You don't know what you did. He frowned. Explain. Sari hesitated, then spoke softly. My people are not forgiving. We live by debt. Blood for blood. Life for life. Elias exhaled. Great. I saved you and accidentally joined a cult. Her lips twitched despite herself. You gave me your fire, she said seriously. Your medicine, your strength. That creates a claim on me. Yeah. Elias stared at the cave ceiling. Of course it does. For the departure by the 3rd day, Sari could walk with support. Elias fashioned a crutch from ship debris and walked her to the ridge overlooking the plains. Below, figures waited, dozens of them, tall, strong-armed, all women. They stood in formation, armor etched with glowing symbols, spears grounded, faces lifted toward Sari. Her people. Sari's voice trembled. They came. Elias's hand tightened on his rifle. Are they friendly? They will be, she said, then paused. Or they will kill you. Comforting. She turned to him, eyes shining. I will speak for you. You don't owe me. I owe you everything, she said firmly. They descended together. 5 Judgment. The tribe parted as Sari approached. At their center stood a towering woman with silver scars across her face and eyes, like polished steel. The matron. She studied Elias, like a weapon being evaluated. Sar knelt. This human saved my life. Murmurs rippled through the tribe. The matron stepped forward. Her voice was calm and terrifying. Human, she said in clear tongue. Why did you spare my daughter? Elias blinked. Your daughter? Sorry. Winced apologetically. Elias straightened despite his injuries because she was hurt. He said, and I don't leave people to die. Silence fell. The matron searched his face. Then sorry as you shed fire. She asked. Yes? Sheltech, yes. Bled? Yes. The matron nodded once. Then the debt is ours. The spear shifted, not threatening now. Protective. Elias felt a chill. What does that mean? He asked. The matron smiled. It means you are under our protection. Sorry exhaled in relief. Elias did not. 6. The debt comes due. They brought him to their camp. Vast, mobile, hidden among stone formations. Warriors trained. Children watched him curiously. Food was given. Water, medical care. Tumor care. Elias noticed how they watched him. Not like prey. Light interest. Sorry sat beside him near the fire that night. They will not harm you, she said softly. But you changed my fate. How? I was to be offered to another tribe, she admitted. A political bond. Dangerous. Elias frowned. And now I am claimed by survival, she said. By choice. He looked at her. You don't owe me your life. She met his eyes. I owe you truth. The ground trembled suddenly. An alarm horn sounded. Warriors surged to their feet. The matron turned sharply. Predators, she growled. Many. Elias grabbed his rifle. Guess I'm not leaving just yet. 7. The night of Kloss. The attack came fast. 6-legged beasts poured from the darkness. Armored hides gleaming, jaws snapping. The Calathea women moved like a storm, flying, blades flashing, but there were too many. Elias took position beside Sorrow, firing controlled bursts. His rifle overheated. He switched to sidearm, threw a grenade. A beast leapt at him. Sorry, screamed his name. The matron intercepted it midair, slamming it into the ground with bone-breaking force. Elias stared, then refocused. They fought back to dash back human and alien. Fire and steel. When dawn came, the ground was littered with carcasses. The tribe stood victorious but wounded. Elias sank to his knees, exhausted. The matron approached him slowly. You fight like one who belongs, she said. I don't, Elias replied hoarsely. But I'll stand when needed. She studied him for a long moment, then she bowed. The entire tribe followed. Sorry smiled through tears. 8. The choice later. As the sun rose, Sorry sat with him on the ridge. They will ask you to stay, she said. And if I don't, they will still honor you, escort you, aid you. Elias looked at the alien horizon. His ship was gone. His old life distant. What do you want? He asked. Sorry hesitated. I want a world where saving a life is not a debt, she said. But until then, I want you safe. Elias chuckled softly. Funny, he said. I just wanted to survive. She smiled. You did more than that. Below them, the Calathea tribe gathered not as hunters, not as collectors, but as witnesses. The human who saved a girl and earned the attention of a people who never forgot. A debt. 9. What came after when the tribe of women came to him days later, it wasn't for chains. It wasn't for vengeance. It was for acknowledgement, for alliance, for respect. And as Elias stood among them, scars healing, future uncertain, he realized something simple and terrifying. Saving one life had changed the fate of 2 worlds.